Well, the build, they told me that I make negative 143 a month. When I found a lot that we were supposed to build on, they came back and said that they pulled back on my pre-approval because I make negative $143. Sorry, my connection went bad. So I missed out on the lot that I wanted. And then they came back last week and they're like, we made a mistake on your paperwork. Your taxes checked out. We're ready to build when you are. Well, the lots I wanted sold. Ma'am, because you guys told me that I make negative 143 a month. Awkward. But so that's just up in the air. Like, if we want to build, we can. But it kind of sucks that there was 2 lots that I was like, that I fell in love with. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can see my house being on this piece of land. And then that backfired. So I missed out on those. But could just be a sign to fucking, you know what? It didn't work out for a reason. Move your ass to Georgia, girl, like you've been wanting to for several years. So anyways, yeah, when you are telling your family that doesn't do shit for you, that, hey, like, I think that it would be smart. I think that I could take my business to the next level. I think that I would save buku money that would ultimately set my kids up in the future. I think I could get more bang for my buck if I make this move versus the one that I'm doing. And you tell me, but what about Drew painting? He used his own money to paint your garage. I don't give a flying fuck. And you clearly don't give a flying fuck about me. You know, anything to make sure that his butt is being patted and not your problem. That's the way I take it. You know? So at this point, I'm just like, fuck my family. You know? Fuck all of you. So I just let them have it. I literally was like, you know what? I'm like, you order your own pizza. And then the 2 pizzas that she told me to order, she knows me and Cecilia don't even like. You didn't even add in a pizza that we would like. You know, order your own pizza. Yeah. We're not coming to the party because I just got cussed out at my own house for no reason. And I was like, there's no reason for my family to be here anymore. My kids don't exist to you. They're not appreciated by you. I don't even think my kids know that y'all are their grandparents. All I get is gossiped about. So I think it's time for us to skedaddle. And you guys take care of Drewski. No, my grandparents are not at all. Like, complete opposites. My grandparents aren't even at the party. Yeah, it's just like, I'm just venting, you know, but for fuck's sakes, I do not care if you are my family. Like, how toxic, you know? And I'm just like, it's the people you go the hardest for and do the most for that don't do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do a damn thing for me, but use me financially and to take care of their son. So, I just can't. So that being said, the next man that disrespects me, I'm knocking his head off. Drew Thomas, tread lightly when you come back here tonight. No. I mean, they only beat my ass for the first 17 years of my life, so it's never been great, but I chose to forgive them when they moved to Florida. And it kind of pisses me off because it's like, I hate that they moved here. This was like, my grandparents brought me to Florida. This was like my safe space. And then my entire family moved here. So it's like, I just really want to slap them all. No, Bread's at his family's because the kids are supposed to be getting their hair done. And he wanted me to rest. Like, he's been worried about me. I was gone for an extra 20 minutes this morning getting a coffee, and he was calling me freaking out. Because he saw how bad I got mentally with the last miscarriage, so I think he's, like, trying to prepare himself for me getting in a slump, but I keep trying to tell him, like, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. I'm at peace with it. But he's like, I'm going to take the kids today so you can rest. And I did. Like, I took a nice nap today, and then I wake up some bullshit with my brother, and I'm like, I don't have to deal with this anymore. Volume is out. Is it out for everybody? Good question. Jackie, I'm about to answer you in a second. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Do I think my business would do better in Georgia? I think that, so I have a lot of team members that live in or around Georgia. Obviously, Julia, Betty's 4 hours away. Her team would be 4 hours away. I would have more of a local team in Georgia. But my way of thinking is like, I thrive in healthy environments where I'm happy. And, obviously everybody does, right? It's easier to work out your passion when you're working in a healthy environment. And I just don't feel happy in Florida. Like, I feel like it's not really where I want to like settle and plant my roots. I never chose to come here. I only came here because my grandparents took me at 17 and this is where they lived. I've always loved Georgia because it reminds me of Michigan where I grew up, because you get those 4 seasons, but they're not as intense in Michigan. And I think Georgia's beautiful and I think the people there are amazing. And it just so happens that a lot of my closest friends live there as well. So I think that, yeah, it would be a smart, I would be so depressed in Seattle. I don't know how my mood changes based on weather. So I don't know how you guys are surviving, but, I think that it would be a really awesome experience. And if we didn't like it, we could come back. That's the way I look at it. Like, my business doesn't keep me anywhere. I can work from RV, like I can work anywhere in the world. So it's like, why would we stay here? And for the longest time, I was like, well, both of our families are here. Brett's extremely close with his grandma and his mom. And I understand why he doesn't want to leave, because his grandma raised him and she's getting very old. So I understand that. But like, my thing was always like, yeah, my entire family's here too. But it's like, my eyes have been opened so much lately, and really the past year, because my kids don't see them unless I'm saying, hey, it's their birthday, come over tonight, or a holiday. My kids don't see them. And when your other grandchild is at your house several times a week and you're a huge part of his life, but my kids don't even know that you're their grandparents, that's a problem to me. You don't appreciate my children. And what my children have to offer is way more than what you're even seeing, or like, it's like they don't look at my children the way that I do. And that hurts me really bad because I don't understand that, and especially when you see effort being made with another grandchild. And they can say all day long that it's not like that, but it's very obvious that it is. And I'm not the only one that sees it. So, like, if I need to go pick up my brother from the high school, Nico's still in high school, if he's sick, I'm the one they call. I drop everything. But if I need them to pick up Cecilia from school a week in advance, oh, we can't. Like, small things it's never done back for me. And I'm not someone that's like, oh, you need to do stuff for me. But shit adds up and you start taking mental notes, and it's like, I'm not appreciated. I'm not even valued. And I never was, y'all. Like, I've talked about my childhood many times, and sometimes I almost feel guilty about it because it's like, oh, I don't want to paint them in a bad light. But I was severely abused my entire life up until my grandparents saved my life at 17. Severely abused. Like, they should have been put in jail. And my brothers never got anything that I got. So for me now to be like, oh, they're magically going to appreciate me and love my children when they never loved me as a child, like, it's twisted. But you always want that relationship with them. But I'm just realizing that, why stay? And even if we choose to stay in Florida, because I respect Brett's relationship with his family, and if he really doesn't want to move, I would not expect him to move. Even if we stay, I don't need to continue putting effort into things that aren't there isn't an effort being made into me, you know? Because I pick up and do whatever they need and nothing's ever done for me. So, and it hurts me. Cecilia is getting older, and I've talked about this before. Like, my mom started this thing where every Friday she would get Cecilia from school, and they would go to her house for an hour, eat a snack, and paint. Cecilia is very artistic. She stopped doing that because she had to watch River, and I'm like, put River in the car seat and pick my daughter up. Like, she looks forward to these days with you. Well, they don't do that anymore, and it's like, Cecilia is old enough to realize who cares and who doesn't. And I don't want her to ever feel what I felt growing up, you know, or question like, hey, well, why is are they cousins? Yeah, they'd be cousins. Why is my cousin treated differently than I am, you know? And it bothers me. And I feel like I have a right to be bothered as my kid's mom. And maybe it's a lot of childhood shit that's just is triggering for me. But I'm just realizing, like, bitch, you do way too much for people that don't do shit for you. And like, their biggest concern was, did you order the pizza? Your son is here disrespecting me, scaring my daughter, screaming, saying that he hates me when I haven't done anything. And your biggest concern is if I ordered the pizza or not? Man, goodbye. So, right. But Cecilia is so loved, you know, and it makes me thankful for like Bread's family. You know, I don't spend that much time with them because I'm usually working and stuff, but my kids, like, they love their toots. That's what they call his mom and their great grandma. And, you know, my kids have my friends, Julia and Betty. My kids love them to death, and they know that they're loved, and they have my grandparents. So, you know, it's not all bad, but I've just wasted a lot of energy into people that don't give a fuck about me, and my brother being one of them.